and we wouldn't even know. I can see you. Thanks. Sweet. All right.
So we're at 6 o'clock. And
right.
So welcome to our first 2021 virtual cooking class. My name is Teresa, and I am your host. Northgate Markets, along with Bernie today, are bringing you some Super Bowl ideas, and we're very excited. This is the first of about 3 Super Bowl classes. We have some Valentine classes. We have some awesome Lent, shrimp, pescatarian classes. We also have some healthy eating classes that we'll be offering, and of course our kids classes. So we're very happy. We're happy to bring Bernie back, and today she's gonna delight us with some really good recipes. And so let us know what you guys think. Also, after the class, you guys will get a survey, and that's to help us get better. And a lot of the comments that were given to us during our tamale classes, we incorporated them today. So hopefully you guys are gonna have fun. And if you have any questions during the class, just put it in the chat and I'll be happy to read them to Bernie and we'll answer them as we go. And Bernie, let's get this show on the road.
I'm so excited. Hello, buenas tardes. Happy New Year, everyone. Like Teresa introduced, my name is Bernie Molina. I'm the author of Herencia Cookbook. I'm half Salvadorian American, half Mexican American, and I grew up in LA, which means that I spent a lot of time at Gonzalez Markets, Northgate Markets growing up. So I'm really excited to be bringing you some amazing, amazing recipes tonight. So what do we have on the menu? So we're gonna have a queso fundido with chorizo, just to give it that extra flavor. We're also gonna have these, what you can call rollitos or roll-ups, which with ham and cheese, avocado and some jalapeños, which is, believe it or not, if you're like me and you're trying to lose the quarantine 15, it's carb free. That way you can still feel like you're enjoying a really good botana, a really good snack for the big game. It doesn't have that many carbs, if that's something that you're looking out for. And finally, it wouldn't be a home gating class if there wasn't any booze involved. So I've got a delicious cocktail as well. And I'm just really, really excited to get started. So let's get this show on the road. So the first recipe of the night is going to be that chorizo, that queso fundido with chorizo. Now, you're gonna need a couple of ingredients. So why don't we go through them today? You're gonna need some queso Oaxaca. I personally like the Don Francisco from Northgate. And you're gonna need the actual chorizo itself, whichever brand you prefer. I like beef chorizo, up to you. And you're gonna need some shredded cheese as well. Mozzarella works great. It's really your preference. And you're gonna need an onion just so you can add that really delicious fragrant flavor. And how do you enjoy this? You can enjoy it a couple ways. So I'm gonna give you some tips right now before we get to the recipe. If you're trying to be healthy for 2021, you can enjoy it with whole wheat tortillas. Northgate Market has them. My personal favorite way, you already know, most of you may know, most of you may not know, I'm a norteña, so I love their Sonora style flour tortillas. My Mexican side of my family is from Sonora, so when I see these tortillas, I like geek out. Cuando los caliento on the stove, I flip them with my hand because I have the señora skills, okay? And let me tell you, it smells like my grandma's house smelled when I was a little girl when she would prepare these tortillas for me. So there's a couple reasons why this is my favorite. You can enjoy it with chips. That's actually a really good way to enjoy it too. Or with, I geeked out when I saw these, with corn tortillas. They make them fresh there. Now, when I tell you that you can smell the fresh masa and the tortilla cooking, it smells like Mexico. Like real talk. Like I'm standing there and I'm teleported back to Mexico, and I just remember my childhood visiting as a little girl, and I could just spend like all day there, but people would probably look at me like I was a little weird if I hung out all day near the tortillas at Northgate. So that's just a couple ways you can enjoy them. I just wanted to go through those options with you. And to make the queso fundido even more interesting, we're gonna top it with some Pico de Gallo and with some jalapeños. So you can use fresh jalapeños. You can use jalapeños from a can. I like the little circles. Your choice, your preference. Like I said, you can do a fresh jalapeno on there too. It's your prerogative. Okay, any questions about the ingredients so far? No. I'm gonna hand you these tortillas. And these two actually. Thanks. All right. So you can see here I have my cheese sort of ya apartado. This is, like I said, mozzarella. I got this from the deli department at Northgate in Norwalk. So if you see me there, holler at your girl. Okay. And you're also going to need a cast iron skillet. And the reason why we recommend a cast iron skillet is because this is going to have a couple elements. You're going to start cooking your chorizo on the stovetop, and then you're going to put it in the oven. So what you want to do is tap the raising your hand button if you know what I'm talking about. When you cook chorizo and then you see the natural oils, the fat come out of it, it's just so fragrant. Your whole kitchen smells like chorizo, like the spices that are used to give it that bright red color. So right when you get to that part, you're gonna want to put diced onion in there, okay? And then after about, I would say 10, 15 minutes, your chorizo is going to be cooked, all right? And I actually want to take the time to show you how I dice an onion. Can I get an onion, please? A red one. Oh, white one, I mean, sorry. Thanks.
Did they preheat their oven right now?
Yes, yes, thank you. You want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, exactly. So that by the time you're done cooking your chorizo, your oven's already warm and you can put everything in there. So get a little closer here so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. So I have my onion. All right, you want to cut it in half. You have the root, the stem. You kind of cut the stem off, keep the root on. Okay. Fun fact, if you wear contacts, you should be the designated onion cutter in your house, because if you wear contacts like me, I'm blind, you actually won't cry as much with the onion cut. I bet you guys didn't know that. So I'm just gonna get one half of the onion, peel off the top layer. I'm gonna show you how to dice it so beautifully, like a pro, okay? So that if your cuñadas, your sisters, your mom or your suegra come by, you can impress them with your onion cutting skills, okay? So what I'm gonna do, see that? I'm gonna do 2 slits like that. So you can do it this way. Some people like big knives. I have like little dainty hands. So I like little knives personally. It really just depends on your comfort level. As long as you're comfortable with the knife, then you're good. So I have those slits through there, and I'm just gonna cut. Now I love onion, so I make it a little chunky. Now if you have people in your house that don't like onion as much as you do, you can cut it a little más finito, a little more fine, and the onion might actually melt more into it, so I don't taste it as much. So see, now I have it prepped, and now look. You see that? Look at how beautiful. And I have this beautiful, gorgeous diced onion that I can just put into my chorizo when I'm cooking it. Now, we're going over 3 recipes tonight in 1 hour, so I have some chorizo that's pre-cooked with the onions already cooked right here in front of me. I just really wanted to take the time to show you how to do that onion. And I put the whole log of chorizo in there, and it spread throughout my cast iron skillet quite beautifully. So look at how beautiful. And no tears, contacts. I think my very lovely assistant is not happy that I cut the onion, but that's okay. Any questions so far? Okay, so I have my cooked chorizo right here with the onions. They caramelized beautifully with the chorizo. Now what you're gonna do, you can get your cheese grater and grate this, but really if you want that beautiful queso fundido, you're just gonna lay it down like this, look. Now the beautiful thing is when it's hot on the stove, when you just cook your chorizo, the cheese is already going to start to melt. So that's gonna help you out, okay? So see, now I have this beautiful even layer of my queso Oaxaca. This is about, I would say 2 cups of shredded mozzarella. And we're just gonna go to town. This is queso fundido, okay? The chorizo gives it a great kick, but the main ingredient is the queso, everybody. So if you wanna put twice as much cheese as I'm putting, who am I to judge you? Who am I to stop you? You have fun with it, okay? The only thing that I do recommend is to put it in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes. Any more than 10 minutes, the cheese will start to get a little more rubbery and less melty. So it depends on how you want to eat it. Do you want to get can you use Monterey Jack cheese? Heck yes, you can use whatever cheese you want. Use pepper jack. Monterey Jack is a great option as well. I personally like how melty mozzarella gets. If you ever had a slice of pizza and the cheese kind of comes off of it, that's why I chose mozzarella, but you can certainly use Monterey Jack cheese. I love that cheese too. Actually, I love all cheese, to be perfectly honest, but that's another story. So as you can see, I have the cheese evenly coated throughout. And then you pop that in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes, okay? Again, you don't want it more than 10 minutes or then the cheese is gonna get more rubbery, which you don't really like. No, it's not the best way to do it. So I'm gonna switch off this one with you.
So I have a question, 2 questions actually.
Yes.
First of all, Desiree is asking, do you have to use pork chorizo or could you use beef or soy, vegan soy, chorizo, sorry?
Question. I use beef because I like beef chorizo. You can certainly use pork chorizo. You can use soy chorizo. I personally don't eat soy, I'm allergic. So it's just your preference. But use whatever you like. What gives the chorizo the flavor is really the spices.
And then Margarita's asking, do you have to grease the pan prior to putting the chorizo?
Gosh, great question. That is a great question. You don't, because the chorizo has the natural fat to it. So you really don't need to grease your pan. Once you put the chorizo on, it's gonna really just be non-stick on its own. And so the onions are gonna cook in the chorizo grease and it's gonna be delicious. Like if you've ever made bacon, you don't need to grease the pan before making bacon. Chorizo is kind of the same way. Even if it's beef, even if it's pork. With soy chorizo, I'm not sure because I don't eat soy. But I can always look into it and get back to you on Instagram. So after being in the oven for like 5 to 10 minutes, look at how beautiful this looks. Can you all see this? Look at that. That's beautiful. This is what dreams are made of. My dreams anyway. Like I said, I really like cheese. So we're not done yet. Okay, yeah, we cooked the chorizo, we put the cheese that we wanted to use, and we certainly melted it, but now we've got to decorate it, okay? Like I said, this recipe is even gonna impress your suegra. So what I'm gonna do, I got some Pico de Gallo. Northgate sells some already pre-chopped for you. If you want convenience on the go, you can cut some yourself. They have these beautiful, big, juicy jalapenos that are just amazing. They're actually my favorite. So, like I said, you can buy the Pico de Gallo from them. You can chop up your own, whatever you would like. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little dollop of Pico de Gallo right in the middle.
Ernie, you did say 350 was the temperature, right, in the oven?
Yes, correct. 350. Yeah, you don't want it too hot for this. Our goal really is to melt the cheese. Great question. Thank you. All right. Now, I have some of the pickled jalapenos that I talked about in the beginning of class. You can certainly use fresh jalapenos. I like vinegar. I like cheese. I like vinegar. I just like food, y'all. So I'm going to use pickled jalapenos right here. And you can put them in a little circle. I leave the seeds in for more flavor. If you cannot handle as much heat, you can certainly remove the seeds.
Looks delicious.
It's so good. I'm really excited, actually. Okay, look. Look at how pretty. You all see that? Okay, cute. Okay, I'm gonna try it with one of the Northgate Corn Chips. Believe me when I say that I'm salivating. This is okay. You can just dip the chip in there. You can use a spoon. You can certainly serve it in bowls too. It's like, depends who you're eating with. Like for the big game, it's just gonna be me and my husband, so you better believe we're gonna be rubbing out of this cast iron skillet. Now, this is what I was talking about. This isn't like straight out of the oven. Obviously, I can still touch it. When it's straight, you want to serve this right away. When it's straight out of the oven, you're gonna get that cheese pull that's like insta-worthy. Now, if you serve it a little later, what's good is that you can get this cheese and roll it up like a burrito with the chorizo and the jalapeno and pico de gallo, and it's so good because the cheese has all of the chorizo flavor. I'm really excited about this right now. When I tell you that the queso Oaxaca, the mozzarella cheese, the onion, the chorizo, now a little rodajita de jalapeno, I have to take a second bite. I have to. Wow. I could stop and like eat this whole thing.
No, we have to finish the class.
You're right. You're right. That's why you're the moderator. Really? Like, wow. I have to like ground myself and remember what I was doing for a second because that is so good. I'm going to give this to my very handsome assistant here. Thank you. Wow. I really consider stopping class just to finish that up. You guys are going to love this recipe. And it's ingredients that you probably have at home, chorizo, queso, but if not, Northgate has got you. Or if you think you have all the ingredients and then you realize like, oh my gosh, I don't have this type of cheese. They're on Instacart. That's what happened to me. I forgot one of the ingredients today. And like, it's like the day of the class. I'm like organizing everything and I'm like, oh my gosh. And the Instacart got here like in less than 2 hours, I think. So super convenient. That's an option for you all. Wow, I'm still not over how yummy that is. Are there any questions about that recipe before I move on?
I think we're ready to move on, my dear.
Wow. Okay, cool. So I'm going to hand you this. And if you can hand me those 2 blue plates, that would be great. Those 2 blue plates.
Good to have an assistant.
I prefer the term partner, but yeah. Okay. So what have I going on here? Am I gonna make you guys a sandwich? What's going on? So these are the little rollitos, the roll-ups, the deli roll-ups, jamon y queso rollitos, whatever you want to call them. And here I have, and this is again from the deli in Northgate. So I have pork ham, turkey ham. You can use, again, any kind of cheese you want. I think pepper jack would taste really good. Sharp cheddar would taste amazing. I personally, I got Munster cheese because I think that's really good, really yummy, really flavorful. You can use American cheese slices too, you know, the yellow ones, because they're really pliable. It's whatever you're comfortable with. Okay, so I'm going to start, I'm gonna probably roll them all up right now because I really want you to see how this is done. It's one of those dishes that looks really complicated when you see it. You're like, oh my gosh, that is so pretty. But once you see how it's done, it's like, oh, that's actually quite simple. So I have my clean cutting board here. That was just cooking onion on. Okay, or cutting onion on. Now, if you see my deli meat, I have 2 sizes. So I'm gonna put the longer one on the bottom, the shorter one on top. Yeah, this way. Can y'all see that? And then my cheese here. And I'm gonna come back and roll that in a little bit. What I need to come back for is the avocado. Northgate's avocados, extra large, always delicious. I'm sorry, I'm just really excited for this too. I really love food, in case you guys have not noticed. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so do you guys see how I cut that up? I just took my, this is why I like little knives, because I personally, with my dainty hands, I have more control. I kind of just cut it through there and twisted it. Boom. All right, so I'm gonna scoop out the good stuff of my avocado. Okay. It's just so creamy. And so what I'm gonna do here in the middle of my, right on top of my cheese, I'm gonna put a little bit and just mash it. And it's okay if your hands get a little dirty. That's what napkins are for, you guys. So see, I have an even layer. Sorry, I had to. Avocado is so yummy. I have an even layer of avocado here. Can you all see that? Or would you like me to bring it closer to the camera? Okay. Yes, that'd be great. Thank you. And so now I have, like I said, I had 2 cans of jalapenos. I had them pre-cut in the, like in rounds, and I had pre-cut in strips. So I'm gonna get 1 or 2 or 3 strips, depending on how much jalapeno you like. Okay, and I'm gonna just kind of put that right here on the edge. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this up. Okay. And so what I'm gonna do, see that seam right there? That's the seam. I have that seam down on my cutting board. And I'm going to let that rest. I'm gonna come back to that in a little bit. Oh, we got a flyaway football over here. Okay, so I'm gonna just roll up a couple more so you guys can keep seeing this. Got this here, my Munster cheese, and some avocado. Any questions while I roll these up for you guys? Okay, I want to take a vote. How many of you guys are like watching and taking notes so that you can cook it later? And how many of you are cooking live? Let us know in the comments.
The cheese is Munster cheese, right? You said?
Yeah, I use Munster cheese, but like I said, you can really use honestly any type of cheese that you like. Okay,
So we have a couple people that are actually trying to cook right now, and some are taking notes.
All right, I'll slow my roll then, quite literally. Okay, let me do another one so you guys can really see the beauty of this.
These are great for game day. I mean, they look so easy to make. Can you use turkey ham too?
Yeah, so I have 1 slice of pork ham and 1 slice of turkey ham. You can definitely double it up and use one of each. It's really the deli meat that you like. You know, I really like ham. You can even do it with.
And you found these all at our meat department, in the meat department, deli department at Northgate, because I know at Norwalk there's a separate cremeria that these are from our meat department.
Ah, okay, yeah. It was like there's like a little island and it's like a refrigerator all around. There's all these type of cheese and deli meat, and then I went straight to the as you say, the butcher for these. They cut it really thin for me. Oh, so good. I'm just gonna take this bruise out here. Okay, so for those of you who are following along at home, I have my long ham, my short ham. It just makes it easier to roll. My cheese. I spread an even layer of avocado, just plain avocado. And because these jalapenos are in the vinegar, which gives it really good flavor. And then I'm just gonna roll it up. And again, make this your own. What kind of deli meat do you like, right? So here's the seam. I don't know if you can see that. And the seam is down on the cutting board so that the cutting board, it being down, it sort of helps hold the shape together. Okay? Now, you can do a couple things. Like I have a lot of Pico de Gallo. I could stick the Pico de Gallo in the middle there, but I think the rodajitas de jalapeno are going to be a little neater. Okay. So let's move this out of the way. So you can see I have some roll-ups. You can make as many or as few of these as you want to make. It's really up to you. I'm going to move these to the side. Okay. Here's how you really elevate the dish. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to cut it at an angle. So I'm not going to cut it just straight down the middle. I'm going to cut it at an angle. This little burrito is actually going to turn into 3 little bite-sized snacks for me. Okay, so I have. Again, this is why I like small knives personally, but if you want to be cutting these with a machete, that's your prerogative, okay? And see how I cut it sideways? Look how pretty. And then you can see the cheese. Now, if you wanted to top this with like a little cilantro leaf or a little circle of fresh jalapeno, You could do that too. I think if you guys follow me on Instagram at @herencia_cookbook, I also tag Northgate Market in the photo. You can see that my ham roll-ups have fresh jalapeno on top. I think that looks really pretty. It depends on how much heat you like. I love spicy food, so, and the cheese kind of balances out the spiciness too. So it's up to you. But you can also enjoy it just like that. So I'm gonna cut these up too, so you guys can see that again. And as I cut that up, I'm going to plate them. If you have a serving tray, you can bust that out for these. And it's just so simple. The simplicity is in just rolling it up and then cutting it at an angle. You know, it's funny, you guys. I have a prima amiga in El Salvador, and she said, Bernie, fíjate que a mí me gusta el sushi de jamón. And I was like, ham sushi? What are you talking about? And this is what she was talking about, these little rollitos de jamón, because they almost look like a sushi roll. They certainly don't taste like one, but I guess it's the same principle of rolling it up and then cutting it to bite-sized pieces.
So Bernie, could they also use like cheeses not from cow, so they could use maybe a feta cheese or a different type of cheese?
I would say as long as your cheese can be like this, like a deli slice, because that's what's easy to roll up, then you're good. Because the ham is cut so thin that the thick cheese is really keeping this together. You guys see my little roll-ups? How pretty. And see how that Munster cheese, like look, this is an edge piece. It looks like a flower or something. You have the Munster cheese in there. I need to have a bite. I can already tell you these are delicious because I tasted them when I was making them for the photos that we released. But I'm gonna taste it again.
These seem very easy to make, and they seem fun, and even kids can make them.
Yeah, I would say if you just omit the chile, your kids can make them, or if you just put the chile and make, have them roll it up, you're good to go. So yummy.
Sushi de jamón, nice.
Whatever you want to call it, ham roll-ups, rollitos de jamón. I'll show you one more time. Here you go. Thank you. And how beautiful is that?
They're making people hungry, they said.
Then I've done my job. Okay, if I've made you all hungry, I've done my job. We're at a really good halfway point. If anyone would like to ask some questions about the first recipe or the second one, I'm happy to answer any of your questions while I prepare for the next recipe.
We've been asking the questions.
Cool. Okay. So now we're gonna have some fun. Well,
I know you've been looking forward to this part.
So for those of you who don't know, I breastfeed, and my mom is watching my baby right now, and so she has a bottle of formula. So I'm like, formula? That means I'm gonna drink tonight. Yes. So after class, I'm gonna enjoy the cocktail that I made for you all. But don't worry, I'm gonna be responsible.
So Jose's already trying eating his queso fundido and his little rollito.
All right, Jose. Shout out to Jose. Also, shout out to my cousin. I know he's watching too. And I told him, when you tune in, I'll shout you out. Can't forget that. Okay, so let's go over what items. Oh, you have another runaway football there. Okay.
He can't wait for the palomas though. So
It's true. Honestly, it wouldn't be home gating without cocktails. Let's be honest. You have your snacks with the queso fundido with chorizo and the little bite-sized jamon y queso rollitos, ham roll-ups, sushi de jamon, whatever you want to call it. And now you have your drink to wash it all down. And let's be honest, we're in LA, so even though it's technically winter, this is a really refreshing cocktail that's great for warm days, which we're all very accustomed to here in Los Angeles, in SoCal. So what are we gonna, I feel like This is my bottomless bag of goodies. I just keep pulling amazing things out of here, and it's about to get even more amazing because look what we've got. We have this beautiful Tito's vodka. This is actually my favorite vodka. It's smooth enough to drink on its own if you like that sort of thing, but it just tastes so amazing in cocktails. It's enough where, I don't know about you, but I like to taste my alcohol in cocktails. So it's enough where you can really taste it, but it's not gonna overpower any of your other ingredients, or it's not too soft where the other ingredients will overpower it. Whenever I use Tito's vodka for cocktails, it's always just the perfect mix of stuff. So we have Tito's vodka, my fave. Then we have.
And they're a great company. They love to help the community. So.
Oh, awesome! I love them even now. That's great.
Look them up on their website. You can see a lot what they do. They have some awesome gardens out there that they help, and they help the community. So.
Oh my goodness! I think that's really important. So, shout out to Tito's vodka.
Yeah, and yes, Selena, we will be posting the videos again, and so you guys could see them over and over. So excited about that.
Yes. For whenever you guys want to make a Paloma, just because. So we have this vodka. Next we have Agua, so mineral water. Agua. Sounds like Nicaragua. Okay. And we have Jarritos. You want the toronja flavor because this is a Paloma. Okay. Which also I like just have to stop and say, whenever I go to Sonora, Mexico, where my family's from, no, like we haven't been able to travel lately. So I'm like in my feelings reminiscing about my travels before. I have my cousin over there. Every time I go, me está esperando con un Paloma, and she makes it so good that I hope I do her version of the cocktail justice. I'm gonna do my best tonight, but I think it's pretty yummy. I think it's pretty good. Okay, another thing we're gonna have is, this is like my secret ingredient that makes all my cocktails really good. This is from Northgate as well. You can find this near all the alcohol. Make your life easy, everybody. Look at that.
So, still some questions on the Queso Fundido. Rose is asking if it's okay to do the chicken chorizo.
Yeah, Rose, you can use whatever chorizo you want, whatever you're comfortable eating. Like I said, the flavor of the spices the flavor of the chorizo is going to come from the spices. So as long as it's really well cooked before you add the cheese and before you add the oven, that's what you're really looking out for. So the cooking time may vary depending if it's beef, pork, chicken, soy. So whichever base that you're using, it's your preference. Just make sure it's thoroughly cooked. Make sure your onions are nice and translucent and fragrant. And then you add the cheese and put in the oven. And be very careful, everybody, because that cast iron gets hot. So wear your mitts. So good. So this is a mangoñada rimming dip. So mango is really complementary to the flavors we're working with tonight. And then it's just so easy. You just stick your glass in there, and then you have your chamoy on the rim of your glass. I could eat that with a spoon, but we have a class to go to. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. I'm gonna put everything in this beautiful pitcher. Use your favorite cocktail glass or use disposable cups. If you don't want to wash dishes, I won't judge you for that. Again, near the cocktails at Northgate, you have this tahini. Okay, and you can just pour a little bit on here and rim your glass. There. We're going to be using a lot of citrus. So we have orange, lime, and grapefruit. Now, if I knew how to juggle, I would juggle for you all right now, but I can't. So I'm just going to move on with the rest of the recipe. So these are all the ingredients that you're going to be using. So you have the vodka, the mineral water, Jarritos toronja, the rimming dip, the tahini, and then the flavors of grapefruit, lime, and orange. You all still with me here?
Yes. You have us in suspense.
I'm building it up, huh? Okay. So what you're going to do, you're going to get the the juice. I kind of did it before class, so you can juice your toronjas, your oranges, and your limes. Now, if you want to buy grapefruit juice, if you want to buy orange juice, if you want to buy lime juice, that's okay. No one's going to judge you for that. You do what works for you. Okay? And let's start assembling this bad boy. So excited, first time making these. Well, it's not going to be your last. I'm going to tell you that right now, okay? Okay, so see my picture? I got a clear one so that you guys could all see what's going on. Okay, so to me, the centerpiece of this drink is the grapefruit. So you really want to make sure that you have the grapefruit flavors through. So I have a grapefruit. I wish you could smell this. Some orange juice.
Wow.
Lime juice. And let's give that a good stir. Now, you can use like this, a spoon that you use for cocktails. You can use a wooden spoon. Use whatever you want. And like I said, you're in a safe space here. No one's going to judge you for what you use. Now, I really want these flavors to soak together before I put in my soda. Right now, I have all my fresh citrus, excuse me. So I want these to really get the flavor. So while I let this reposar for a little bit, are there any questions about this cocktail, the other recipes? I feel like you guys are hanging on my every word because you're excited to see this drink. Okay, I'll stop stalling. All right. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my vodka as the next step because I want the vodka to, again, get infused with these fragrant, fresh citrus flavors. So if I did about 2 cups of each juice, I'm going to do 2 cups of vodka. Now, you could omit the vodka, and then this drink would be like a niña buena.
So Danielle wants to know if that you said that they should let the fruit sit for a little while, right?
Just a little bit, yeah. Not, I mean, you don't have to put it in the fridge for an hour or anything. You just want the juices to really mix together. I stirred them because I want to add the flavors to the vodka. Someone asked about tequila. Girl, yes, you are speaking my language. Yes. I would say, though, if you use a tequila for this drink, use a tequila blanco, okay? Oh my gosh, we have runaway footballs here, everybody. Okay, so to answer your question, with tequila, you have a couple of differences. So you have tequila blanco, tequila reposado, tequila añejo, and extra añejo. And blanco would be, the most mild in flavor, very similar to vodka, which is a clear liquor as well. And that means that it's been aged the least amount of time. Next, you would have reposado, which means that it estaba reposando for some time, so it was aged for a little bit. And then the oldest would be añejo, and I remember that because it kind of rhymes with viejo. And so then you have extra añejo, which would be the most aged. Now, in my opinion, if you are having a tequila that is añejo or extra añejo, you should drink that on its own. That is a sipping tequila. Put it on the rocks. You can put the chamoy and tajin rim on that, and that will be delicious. But for a drink like this, which is very citrusy, and we have all sorts of, we have grapefruit soda in here, then you want to use something more light, like a tequila blanco, like I said. Another thing, while we're talking about liquor, you could also use a mezcal. The smokiness paired with the grapefruit is amazing. It's absolutely delicious, especially if it's really chilled, because the cold citrus with the smokiness of the mezcal, it's just simply, there are no words. You have to try it for yourself. Again, I would go with a mezcal joven in that case as well. Just something more mild so that all the flavors are balanced. Does that make sense?
I don't know, but I think we're going to have a mixology class next.
I'm your girl, you already know, okay? For sure. Okay, so thanks for the questions. That kind of gave us some time to let the drink reposar for some time. So, what I love about these mason jars is that I have my ounces. So right here I have 8 ounces, so I'm gonna fill it to that line. Okay. Perfect, 8 ounces. Like I said, you don't have to add the alcohol, and this drink could be a niña buena. Like I said, I got a babysitter tonight, you guys. So I'm gonna drink this whole pitcher with my husband tonight. It's gonna be delicious. Okay, so we have the pitcher here, and I'm just gonna pour the vodka in there. Oops. So remember, everyone, 8 ounces is 8 shots. So you could say there's 8 servings in here, or 4 servings of a double. Does that make sense? Everyone still with me on that? I'm just gonna stir that really well. The citrus, oh my gosh, the citrus, the vodka, it's all coming together. So now we have the base. The base of this Paloma is the citrus and the alcohol. Hello. Can we use lemon juice instead of lime juice? Of course. Yes, Joe Flores. You can use whatever you would like, whatever makes your heart happy. So you can certainly use lemon juice instead of lime juice. The key is to use equal parts grapefruit, orange, and lime, or lemon. That way none overpowers the other. So lemon and lime will be sour. Orange will be very sweet. And grapefruit is bitter, but in the best type of way. Great question. Okay, so I want to put 2 parts Jarritos, 1 part mineral water. So let's see how much we can do. Since you're dealing with gas here, this is a carbonated drink, I should say, just pour nice and slow. We're in no rush here. That way it doesn't get too espumoso at the top. Nice and slow. Let's see here.
Get that.
Okay. Then we're gonna add our mineral water. Oh, let's give it a second. All right. Wonderful. When I tell you all that I'm salivating, it's not an exaggeration. Nice and slow so that it doesn't get too foamy at the top. And we're just gonna fill it to about there. So I use like 2/3 of the bottle of soda and then maybe half of this bottle of mineral water. Again, this is because this is what fits in my pitcher. That's why I made sure to have my base be the citrus and the vodka, and then the soda and the mineral water. It's what's gonna fit in my pitcher. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you have a larger pitcher and all the soda fits in there. You fill it up to your merry heart's delight. It is whatever you are comfortable with, whatever you like to drink. Can you hear the sizzle of the carbonation? Se me está antojando. So at this point, you could put it in the fridge to chill. I certainly would. Can you please let me please? Now, I'll leave these bottles here for you all to see what we're dealing with. Okay. Okay. I'm just trying to clean up my section here. I'm gonna need this. Okay. I'm going to put this to the side for now. I'm going to come back to it. Clean up a little bit here. And now, the best part. When I tell you all that I could eat this with a spoon, I'm not exaggerating. It is that good. Okay. Again, you can use a disposable cup if it makes your life easier. But I'm going to be fancy tonight and use my favorite cocktail glass. So I'm going to show you how to dip this. So you can see this is a little big for the ribby dip. That's no problem. You're just going to...
So they want to know where they could buy your cookbook.
Right now it is on Amazon, and the link is in my bio on my Instagram at @herencia_cookbook. This is just so thick. All the tahini is going to stick to this. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
That looks so good.
I don't know if I'm more excited to drink the alcohol because I have a babysitter, or if I'm more excited to eat the chamoy and tahini. I really don't know. I'm okay with that.
The alcohol.
You
can have the chamoy anytime, girl.
That's true. That's true. Okay. And if it gets messy, that's okay. It just means you have more chamoy to enjoy. Okay. Can you see this one right? Just tighten it up here. So this glass fits perfectly in my tajin right here. So I'm just going to, can you all see that? I'm just.
You use the flavored chamoy, right?
Yeah, the mangoñada one. It's so good. I'm just gonna tap my screen here because there you go. There's a notification that was distracting me. Okay, yeah, I use the mangoñada chamoy. You can kind of give this like a little shake after, so you don't get tajin everywhere. Look! I'm so excited. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do before I pour, yum, I know. What I'm going to do before I pour the cocktail into the glasses, I'm going to cut a little rodajita of grapefruit so that I have like a nice garnish. Ooh. So you can cut it a couple of ways. You can, if grapefruit is a little big for your glass, you can use lemon, you can use lime. For example, like if you were to use the lime, cut it like that. Do you all see? Again,
I saw your post the other day on limon, limon, limon.
It's all the same in my opinion. Okay, here, let me just clean this up here because we have a lot of chamoy all over the place, but that's how I like it. Now I'm gonna get a lemon, just because someone asked if they can use lemon juice instead of lime juice, so this is for you. You can take the seeds out. See that? And then I'm just gonna cut through. Oh my gosh. This is so beautiful. Now, I think this orange might be a little big for my glass, but let's give it a try. You don't let anything is fine. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Can you guys see this? Look. Look at how pretty. It's like tropical, which I know sounds weird in January, but again, we're in Southern California, so it's still warm. Let's see if I can add the grapefruit or if that will be overkill. Let's give it a try. Oh my gosh, beautiful. I think this might be a little big for the glass, but aquí con confianza, right? I might use half of this one, actually. Oh my gosh, these are so juicy. Look at that. It's like a citrus vacation in there. Wow. I feel like I'm on my honeymoon all over again. This is a game day recipe, right? Oh my goodness. Again, you can impress anybody with these drinks. So, just gonna kind of give everything a wipe down here. Make sure we're good on time. Can you all see this okay? I'm gonna have you take the cutting board if that's okay with you. Thank you. Oh. All right. Now, do you see this? I really want this to be the centerpiece right now. Look at how gorgeous. That's not the best part. We still have to pour some alcohol in here.
Wow. Can you put ice in it too, or
yeah?
Just...
So I would put the ice straight into the glass. That way you don't have a lot of splashing when you're pouring from the pitcher. Now again, we have 1 hour to go over 3 recipes, so I would have put this personally into the fridge for about an hour to chill before the game starts. But I'm just gonna enjoy it right now. And then I want to show you guys something else. These little they're like tamarindo bits. They're also in the drink section at Northgate. So some people have a cocktail with an olive in there. I'm gonna put a piece of tamarindo. And by the time you're done with your drink, that little candy is gonna have all of the flavor of the citrus and the vodka, soda, and it's just gonna taste so good. So actually, I'm gonna put an extra one in there for fun. Okay, let's
That
give this
looks good. Now you're making me salivate.
Salud, guys. Cheers. Let's give this a taste.
So, what's your Instagram handle, Bernie?
At Herencia_cookbook.
At Herencia_cookbook.
That's right. I'm gonna have another sip of this because
You got the little candies at Northgate too?
Yeah. So it's like in a bag, and it's right next to the chamoy rimming dip. It's right next to the tajin, and it just comes like in a plastic bag. And then this is what they look like, and it's a whole bag full of them.
Looks amazing.
Let's give it another taste. And again, make this your own. For example, all that fruit that I cut up for here, you could also put slices of your citrus fruit into the pitcher. That would make it really more vibrant and really lively. And it's also just going to infuse the flavor. And at the end, you have a little snack to snack on the fruit with the tajin. It's really however you'd like to do it. Are there any questions? Someone said your poor assistant's mouth must be watering.
Her assistant can't wait to finish the class so he could drink some.
He's like, you guys, come on, ask your questions. Let's wrap it up. Just kidding. No, he's not. Are there any other questions? Don't mind me. I'm just going to be licking the chamoy. Not going to work tomorrow, LOL. Wow. I also have to say that the mango flavor of the rimming dip complements all the citrus so well. Oh my gosh, it's delicious. And it's not just because I have a babysitter and I can drink the whole thing. Really, it's really, really good. So there you have it. Tonight we went over how to make queso fundido with chorizo. Again, you can use any kind of chorizo that you would like. Just make sure it's really well cooked before you put it into the oven at 350 degrees for 5 to 10 minutes. Top with pico de gallo and sliced jalapeños. You can enjoy it with chips. You can enjoy it with corn tortillas, flour tortillas, whole wheat tortillas, however you want to enjoy it. It's going to be absolutely delicious, especially because that cheese gets the flavors of all the spices from the chorizo and from the onion as well, the diced onion. Next, we went over how to make the ham roll-ups, which had turkey ham, pork ham, Munster cheese. You can use any type of cheese or any deli meat that you would like. You put the avocado and the jalapeno in there, and you have just a really delicious snack that's keto friendly, believe it or not. And finally, we went over how to make this delicious, amazing, bright, vibrant cocktail with citrus. You have grapefruit, orange, lemon, or lime. You have jarritos, toronja soda, the Tito's vodka, and the Miner agua. And I just saw someone ask if you can make it without the vodka. You certainly can. You can make it alcohol-free and call it a Niña Buena. You can make it with tequila. I just recommend make it with a tequila blanco so that you have that mild flavor that won't overpower the citrus. And finally, you can even make this with mezcal. Again, I just recommend that you get a mezcal joven, again, so that the flavors balance each other out a little more. And like Teresa said, my name is Bernie Molina. I am the author of Herencia Cookbook, and I shop at Northgate all the time. So if you ever see me with my mask and my sunglasses, if you somehow recognize me, holler at your girl, say what's up. I'd love to say hi to you too. And you can follow me on Instagram at Herencia_cookbook. I believe Teresa put it in the chat as well. And remember, you guys, all this stuff, all these different recipes, a beautiful agua fresca soda cocktail, Paloma, a queso fundido with chorizo, and a keto-friendly snack that's all appropriate for the big game. All of these ingredients were found at Northgate. And if you're like me and you forgot an ingredient or two the day of the game, don't worry, they're on Instacart. So you can always order something last minute on Instacart, and it'll arrive in under 2 hours most of the time. Before we wrap up, are there any other questions?
Well, There's no questions, but let me thank you, Bernie. This was an awesome class. I do want to invite you guys next Wednesday. We're having a class at 6 o'clock, and we will be teaching how to make sopa de tortilla with cauliflower. It's more of our healthier recipe. And then on Thursday, we have another Super Bowl game day idea. Come join us and learn how to make honey chipotle wings, mango michelada, and how to really dress up your taco bar easy for that game day. And all brought to you by, all brought to you by Northgate Markets. And you can sign up where you signed up for this class. And thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you, Bernie.
Gracias a ustedes. Thank you. And
I'm sure you want to go finish that jarra de
the whole thing.
Vodka Paloma, but thank you so much. And I hope it also, please fill out our survey when we send it out. And these will be on video in about 2 days. You'll be getting an email with the live recording. And he already finished his jarra. And thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Yes, I had a great time. Thanks again, you guys. I'm really looking forward to those other classes. The next class I'll be teaching will be February 16th. And I just hope to see you guys soon. Follow Northgate on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and we'll definitely be in touch until then. And remember, there's other great, amazing instructors teaching classes next week too. So I can't wait.
Thank you. And we also have a kids class on January 30th. Kids will learn how to make a Mexican pizza. I can't wait to see what Chef Abril comes up with that. So see you all soon. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye, Bernie.
Bye. Take care. Buenas noches, everybody.